Greetings and welcome to another edition of The Great Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Praise be to Goddess. Well, here it is another Wednesday, and today we have for you the topic. Today we have the topic of the immutable law of karma. And what is the law of karma? Why is it an immutable law? Well, karma means that whatever is done to you comes back to you. Whatever you do comes back to you. Whatever you've done comes back to you. Not whatever it's done to you. Whatever you do comes back to you. And so this is the immutable law. The immutable law is that whatever you do in your life comes back to you in another life. And sometimes it comes back to you in the same life. But usually it comes back to you in another life. And why is it we have the immutable law of karma? What is the immutable law of karma? Why is it immutable? Well, the law of karma is that whatever you do comes back to you, and it's immutable because you can't set it aside. You have to live it out and thresh out all of your karma. You can't lay it aside or forget about it or forgive it or excuse it. It has to be done. Whatever's done to you has to be done back. So it's immutable. And you may think to yourself, well, I was a difficult teenager, and oh boy, do I have a lot of karma. I'm going to have the worst kids ever. Well, not necessarily, because the law of karma takes time. It takes time to fulfill your karma, and it takes time for the law of karma to take effect. So you might have great kids in this life and terrible kids in the next life because the law of karma is that whatever you do has to be done back to you, but it takes time. So it depends on what kind of karma you have. Now, if you have lightning bolt karma, everything that you do comes back to you in the same life, and it comes back in record time. That means that you're on a spiritual mission to fulfill all of your karma so that you won't have to come back again. But if you don't have lightning bolt karma, you do have to come back again many times, in fact, until all of your karma is fulfilled. And so this is the law. The law of karma is that whatever you do comes back to you, and it comes back in record time if you've got lightning bolt karma, like I do. So it's just a law of the universe, and it has no excuse. There's no excusing your karma. You can't wash it away or have it forgiven and have it forgotten. It's something that you have to live out. You have to live it out until it's all done. And that's fair. That's fair because whatever you've done to another person, you made them suffer, so you have to suffer in turn. That's fair. It's a fair law, and it's an immutable law because you have to live out whatever is done to you in another lifetime. And so remember that Whatever you do comes back to you. Now, does this mean that if something bad happens to you, that it must be that you did the same thing to somebody else in another life? The answer is no. So this is how the goddess religion law of karma differs from the Hindu conception of karma or the Buddhist conception of karma. Because whatever you do comes back to you, but not necessarily that everything that's done to you is something that's coming back to you for something you did. That is not the case, because people have free will, and they wouldn't have free will otherwise. They would not have free will. They would not have free will if they did whatever was done to them automatically, or didn't initiate new wrongs. If people didn't initiate new wrongs in their lifetimes, if they didn't initiate new wrongs, they wouldn't have free will by definition. So people do have free will, and they will do nasty things. So rest easy that whatever was done to you was not necessarily something you did to someone in another lifetime. It could be just somebody acting out, and somebody initiating new karma for themselves, and it's not old karma. It's not something you did to them in another lifetime. It's them being rotten to you in this lifetime, and doing it out of their own free will choice. Now they will have karma, and whatever's done to them is something they did to somebody else. But so the question really remains, how do you know? How do you know that you didn't do something to somebody else in another lifetime and it's not coming back to you? How do you know that it's not the same thing? Well, you don't know. So the answer is that whatever is done to you might have been something that you did to somebody else. It could be something you did to somebody else, but more likely it's something that somebody did to you that you didn't do to anybody else, that they initiated new karma. There can be new karma, and they can initiate new karma by following their free will choice to initiate new karma and to cause havoc and chaos for somebody else that they decided to hurt in this lifetime. So that is the answer. Karma comes back to you, and it's not necessarily that everything bad that happens to you is karma, but it could be. It could be your karma. So we have to act conscientiously and treat it as if we would never do that to somebody else ever again, because we know that we didn't enjoy it being done to us, so we would never do it to somebody else. And you say to yourself, well, how is Goddess being fair if she allows people to have free will and initiate new hurts against other people? Well, the answer is simple. She wanted people to have free will, and this was the only way that she could let them have free will. The only way she could let them have free will is if they had the freedom to do whatever they chose, whatever they wanted to, even if it was bad for somebody else. So, yes, you're going to get hurt, but at least you're not a clockwork orange. At least you're not a wound up spring that springs the same way each time, that's like a machine. At least you're not a machine. Human beings are not machines. We have free will choice. So that elevates us above the machines and makes us something special. Because we have free will, we're something special. So that is why unfair things happen. Unfair things happen to you because of free will. And so you may wonder to yourself, well, what about natural disasters? What about natural disasters and terrible things that happened that had nothing to do with any human beings? Well, we're subject to the laws of nature also. So because we live in this world, we're subject to the laws of nature, and anything bad can happen to somebody at any time in this world, because this world is subject to the laws of nature. Just like our bodies die and decay, we the only thing we did was what to be sent here in the first place was reject the goddess. And so if we stop rejecting goddess will accept us into paradise. But first we have to live out our karma. So the karma comes first. So realize in your mind that when somebody does something bad to you, it just might be your karma. It's not necessarily your karma. You don't have to go kicking yourself or blaming yourself because it might not be your karma. But you have to live as if it were your karma, so that you're fulfilling all of your karma without initiating any new karma against anybody else. So you can, if somebody does something wrong to you, you can actually thank them. You can thank them for fulfilling your karma for you so that you won't have to come back again. And you'll be free once your karma is all fulfilled. You'll be free to move on to a better existence. And so everybody endeavors to fulfill their karma within one lifetime, within a single lifetime. But if they can't, they have to go on to another lives. And so what we really want is to be free of karma so that we can move on to paradise and be free forevermore. We can be free of karma and free of our karmic debt. Now, that doesn't mean we're ever going to be perfect. We're never going to be perfect. But Goddess can forgive small slights. Small slights can be forgiven by Goddess. And so we can move on to paradise if we live the best life we possibly can and fulfill all our karma in this lifetime. If there's more wrong being done to you than you're doing wrong, that shows that you're trying to fulfill your karma. And so just try to fulfill all of your karma without doing any more bad, doing any more wrong to anybody else. And if you do that, then you'll have a good life and a good afterlife, and you'll be able to move on to a better plane of existence. You'll be able to move on to a better place after you die. I'm Sarah Jane Alpha Wolf, signing off. Have a great week and take care.